Hey cosmic superstars, welcome to Honest Flow. For those of you who don't know me, which will be pretty much all of you because I don't really have any followers on here right now, my name is Teo, and yeah, welcome to my very first video. To be honest, this is a very spontaneous last minute sort of video. I actually had always intended on doing a proper intro video for this channel where I sort of made the effort and made myself up, but just because there's so many synchronicities that happened today, I just felt like I need to just plant the seed and do this right now and just, say hello, and then we'll move on from there. So yeah, today is actually the 11th of the 11th, 2022. So it's an 11/11 portal, and just the synchronicities that happened today was just like, I can't even contain the excitement. Sorry, I pronounce words weird. I can't contain the excitement, the joy, just the feelings I have inside. So I'll give you sort of like the lowdown on what happened. So today, it's Friday, and I finished up at my posture training session. By the way, as of today, 11th of 11th, I stopped working Friday. So I'm only on a 4-day work week, which is Monday to Thursday. Before I was Monday to Friday, but now I'm Monday to Thursday. So just in case some of you guys think that I don't work or something, I actually do work, and I would say that most of my jobs, the jobs that I was fall into, are very sort of high pressure, challenging type roles. But that aside, I digressed. Today, Friday, was my first official day off, 11/11. I chose wisely, by the way. And I finished up my posture training session with Seb. Shout out to Seb. Around 12:30, and then I spontaneously sort of decided to go down to Ishka, the Ishka warehouse in Clayton. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and there's this sort of warehouse that spells all kinds of spiritual and boho kind of knickknacks from Peru and Nepal, etc., etc. Anyway, so I decided to go down there because I realized I needed to get a birthday present for one of my good friends, who is also a wonderful, amazing sound healer. Shout out to Samantha from Soul Nourish Wellbeing. Yeah, so I was getting her a birthday present, and I was walking around the warehouse just sort of like doing my thing. Normally when I'm in these stores, I just wander and curiously look at everything, and then my eyes locked with this lady who was also in a purple top, not as baggy and boyish like mine, but yeah, she was in a nice purple top, and I turned to her and we looked at each other, and I just smiled and she smiled back, and then she said to me, "Would you happen to want a tarot reading?" And I was just like, yeah, why not? Why not? And the thing is, I don't think this lady knows that I have a lot of tarot cards at home, and I also do my own readings, so I can do it myself. But yeah, I just wanted to, because I was like, oh, today's 11/11, I'm going with the flow, whatever happens. And we sat down for 30 minutes, and we went through all kinds of things, and then eventually we started speaking about, because I started asking her questions about tarot, because I'm interested in tarot, and I asked her about her journey and how she started, and then we were talking, and then I happened to let slip that I do numerology, and I am a numerologist, and I also am a healer, shamanic practitioner. I can also do Reiki, and I also do Palawa healings, yada yada, again digressing. But basically what happened was, she paused and she's like, "You're a numerologist?" Like, oh my god. And she's like, "Man, the universe is bringing all these people to me." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "I'm looking for a numerologist for this event that I'm holding next month." And yeah, to cut the story short, I basically got asked if I want to present at this event that's happening next month. So yeah, I just said yes, and I'm just like in shock. Like, I wasn't even in there looking for this opportunity, and it just got given to me. And it's just funny how it happened today on the 11th of the 11th, and I know that it's been something that the universe has been conspiring to prepare me for, to get myself out there, because I've spent the last 4-ish years studying all kinds of different things within the mystical, metaphysical realms, and yeah, and I feel like I've been making a lot of excuses to not really put myself out there because of the things that I've been through in my past, which I will share in another video. But yeah, so I got asked to present and do my thing on this special event, which I hope still goes through, but if it doesn't, it's okay, because I felt like today was a day, it was like a nudge to get out there and do my thing, and I could feel in my heart that I was so excited, which also told me, was a sign for me that, hey, you know what you love to do, it's time that you get onto it. Anyway, so that was synchronicity number one. And then number two, while I was in the store was actually down low on staff. It was sort of, what's the word? Anyway, it was low on staff. There was only like 2 girls working, and so there was this sort of long line and people waiting. And then I'm a really patient person, so I just wandered around for ages. I probably waited 30 minutes or something until it was my turn to be served. But while I was waiting, there was this older man who was a little bit impatient and a bit frustrated, because I think he had travelled very far to the store to try to get something, because he was told online by the online staff or head office staff that, yeah, you can go into the store, they should have it. But unfortunately, one of the girls couldn't serve him because there was just so many other customers that she had to serve. But this man kept pushing her, and you know, you could tell that she was getting very flustered by it all. And basically what happens was, she when it was my turn, like she was talking to me, and the man came through and started yapping on the side, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, she's serving me. But anyway, and she turned around, then they started having words with each other, and the man stomped off, and he kept stormed off. And then, like, I looked in her eyes, I could tell she was like really upset, and she was just like, you know, just because I'm a retail assistant doesn't mean you can treat me like that. People can just treat me like this and that and expect me to, you know, do everything for them, you know, right now. Like, I have other people to serve. And then I looked at her and I could tell she wanted to cry. So I just went in and I hugged her, and I was like, it's okay, you can just let it out, just cry. And then she just broke down, she started crying. And, you know, in that moment I was patting her back, and I was just like, of course, universe, of course, here's another thing. Of course you're going to remind me that I'm here to be a healer as well. By the way, I am a natural born healer, and what I mean by that is I'm a person that holds a lot of light, like I hold a lot of frequency in my energy field, and this is why throughout my life I attract a lot of people into my life. People always coming into my life and exiting. It's like in and out, in and out, in and out. And I attract, yeah, like all kinds of people, from the greatest people and the not so greatest people. And yeah, those are stories for later, but I have come to the realization, and through analyzing a lot of different reports and things, that I am, yeah, like I said, a natural healer. When people come into my energy field, I can actually naturally transmute their energy for them. So let's just say you're vibrating very low, I'm vibrating very high, and you know, the highest resonance always wins. And what that means is, when you're in the vibe of someone higher, they will start transmuting your energy and lifting you. And that's what my energy field does. And it's even more so when I intentionally, yeah, become a healer. So what I mean, that's when I'm consciously trying to heal someone, because most of the time it's very unconscious. People just come in and then they hang with me and then they leave, and then they always get messages the next day. It's like, oh, I always feel so happy after I hang out with you, blah blah blah, etc., etc. So this is the story of my life. But anyway, the whole purpose of this video was to just jump on and say, today is 11th, and a lot of synchronicities happened, and I just know in my heart of hearts that I'm meant to be putting myself out there to do my thing. And I don't even know 100% what that thing is. All I know is I'm here to be a healer. I'm here to share the experiences of my life and help give people hope, because let's just say I've been through a lot of things, and there's things that a lot of people, not even my family, like my parents, in-laws, and like even my siblings really know. So those things are going to come out soon-ish. And yeah, I think it's going to be very raw, very vulnerable, but it's needed, because I feel like if I can step forward and share these things and these dark experiences, and then also tell people, but you can get through it, and life can get better if you choose to, at least I can give people hope, and I want to give people hope. And on top of that, I love doing readings, like card readings, so maybe I'll do pick a card stuff. And yeah, I'm a healer. I'm actually a certified shamanic practitioner, recently certified, but I also do Reiki healings. But I just want to say that it's not my preferred go-to healing modality, energy healing modality. My preferred energy healing modality is Pelwa. That's P-E-L-L-O-W-A-H, if you want to look it up and learn more about it. And yeah, and I'm a shamanic practitioner that does soul level work, so which is good for sort of PTSD type of stuff. And you know, I think, actually I know that I'm actually very drawn to the anger ritual stuff, which is funny because people meet me and then they're like, oh, she's so optimistic and blah blah blah, how could she have any darkness in her, or how could anyone hate her? And then I'm like, trust me, I attract a lot of haters because of the amount of light I possess. And it's because people, when they're around me, they start to get insecure because my soul triggers something in them, my energy triggers something within them. And also I actually, because I've been through so much stuff in my life, I actually carry a lot of, I don't like to say darkness or shadows, but there's a lot of pain that I've been through, but I always transmute that pain and use it for good, if that makes sense. So I do like the shadow stuff. I do like bringing out that, yeah, I tap into that energy, that dark energy, when I need to do sort of, how can I say, really push through. Anyway, I feel like this video is really random, and a part of me is like, are you even going to post this? And I'm just like, what? Maybe not, or maybe I will, but no, now like the, you know, just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you don't have that voice in your head that goes blah 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 blah. It's always going to be there. Yeah, it's always going to be there. So the ego, the mind, the voice in the head that keeps talking and pulling you back, that voice is never going to go away. But it's learning to be aware of that voice and overcoming it and going, hey buddy, you know. And it's good to name that voice name. I used to call mine Beatrice, but I think I'm gonna rename him or her, that voice, to something else. I haven't decided what yet, but I will at some point. But yeah, if you name that voice and then you say, hey Beatrice, I understand you care, I understand you love me, I understand you're trying to protect me, but let's just see what happens. Let's just like calm the F down and just go with the flow and just see what happens. And if people keep attacking you or judging you or saying unkind things, you know, that's on them. Because at the end of the day, I have seen what happens to the people who have tried to hurt me. I know what happens to the people who have tried to hurt me. And this is not me cursing anyone, but there's something called karma, and it really is a universal law that takes precedence in this world. And you know, so what you put out, you always get in return. And I have a very good sense that anyone who has ever tried to hurt me intentionally, at the end had to serve their karma, or is serving their karma right now. And yeah, that's on them, not me. It wasn't my fault that you wanted to be mean to me. It wasn't my fault that you were bullying me. It's not my fault that you went around spreading rumors about me. That was on you, because I never did that. So yeah, there's something called karma out there, guys. Yeah, and I have seen myself pick myself back up over and over. So while I am afraid of being on the receiving end of unkind behavior, I also know myself very well, and I've always picked myself back up and gotten through time and time again. So yeah, I'm just gonna post this, and whatever happens happens. But welcome to Honest Flow. I will do a proper video that explains everything and the intent and blah 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 at some point, and I'm gonna make myself up. But FYI, 90% of the time this is what I look like. No makeup, heavy bags, short eyebrows, and really dehydrated skin, which is really funny because I used to be a beauty therapist, but my skin is so bad because I don't really care. I have been many things, by the way. I worked in hospitality, I was a beauty therapist. I worked in Japan teaching young children. I worked in property, investment, real estate, news media, newspapers really, aged care, and now I'm working for a not-for-profit. Took me 20 years to get to where I am right now, by the way, and took me 20 years to get paid amount. Not telling you how much, but yeah, if I can do it, why can't you? If I started out as a waitress that thought that I would never get anywhere in life, but now I'm here enjoying life and continuing to chase my dreams, why can't you? And that's what I'm here to do, to ignite the light within you so you can win too, because I'm the kind of person that wants everyone to win around me. I've never been competitive. However, I attract a lot of people who like to compete with me. But I'll tell you a secret, they never can truly beat me, because I'm coming from here and they're coming from here. Welcome to Honestly. My name is Teo, and I'm going to have honest conversations, and sometimes, yes, it will be triggering, but sometimes it won't be. So yeah, if you want to join me for the journey, then please do. And yeah, and I would like to take a moment to thank the universe and my spirit team, guides, the almighty creator, spirit, and including plant spirits. This is Wilbur, by the way. This is Wilbur, by the way. By the way, I'm a little bit weird and I talk really fast and I sometimes slur, I sometimes can't pronounce words. I'm very much aware of that. I'm quirky, and yeah, I'm a Gemini. Sometimes I don't even breathe. My partner tells me all the time, he's like, breathe. I'm like, yeah. I'm just rambling on and on now, but welcome to my channel, and wherever this journey takes me, I guess we shall see. But I am truly grateful for anyone who has come across this and not slammed me yet or at this point. And yeah, I'm just glad and yeah, just happy that I can be doing this, and that I finally after so many years, decades of pain and trauma and all kinds of not so great experiences, but I've had a lot of good experiences too. I'm finally here doing what it is that I love, and that's serving people. I'm just here to serve and be me. I just want to be me. Yeah. Welcome to Honestly. Bye.